Welcome to Sikh Cast, brought to you by Sikh Research Institute, illuminating every path.
Hello, Guru Fateh everyone. For today's episode, I wanted to revisit a Sabad of the Week episode that we made in 2017. I feel like it can really relate with what we're all facing right now with this whole COVID situation around the world. So this episode that we did a few years back, I spoke with Inni Kaur from the Sikh Research Institute to really understand that feeling and how we can explore it through Sabad. So let's listen to it. But first, here's a recitation of the Sabad by Parminder Kaur Chanana. Please have a listen.
Satnam Vaheguru Sahib Jiyo Tanasri Mahalla Pehla Ghar Pehla Chopde Ek Omkar Satnam Karta Purakh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Sahib Bhangur Prasad जियो डरत है आपना कैस्यों करी पुकार दुख विसारण सेवया सदा सदा दातार जियो डरत है आपना कैस्यों करी पुकार दुख विसारण सेवया सदा सदा दातार साहिब मेरा नीत नवा सदा सदा दातार रहाओ अन दिन साहिब सेविए अंत छड़ाए सोए सुन सुन मेरी कामनी पार उतारा होए दयाल तेरे नाम तरा सद कुर्बाने जाओ रहाओ सरबन साचा एक है दूजा नाही कोई ताकि सेवा सो करे जाको नदर करे तुद बाज प्यारे केवरा सावड़ाई ते जित नाम तेरे लाग रहा दूजा नाही कोई जिस आगे प्यारे जाए कहाँ रहाओ सेवी साहिब अपना अवर न जाचो कोई नानक ताका दास है बिंद बिंद चुक चुक होए साहिब तेरे नाम विटो बिंद बिंद चुक चुक होए रहाओ नानक ताका दास है बिंद बिंद चुक चुक होए साहिब तेरे नाम विटो बिंद बिंद चुक चुक होए रहाओ वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
Hello and Guru Fateh. Welcome to the Sikh Cast. We are here with the Sabad of the Week. And with me with the Sabad of the Week, as everyone knows, is Inni Kaur. Inni Kaur, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Good Guru Fateh to you and to your listeners as well.
Yes, and today's Sabad is My Sovereign is New Every Day, Ever and Ever the Giver. So please take it away.
So today's Sabad is by Guru Nanak Sahib in Tanasri Rag. It is on page 660, Ang 660. There are 4 Rahau lines. There are 4 Rahaus in this Sabad. And so there's a lot happening in this Sabad. Before I begin, I just want to once again remind the listeners that these Shabads are divine revelations. So particularly in this one, as you listen, as you to every line, think about it in that spirit as what is being revealed. The Shabad was chosen many months ago for this week, and it always amazes me how it is so appropriate of what I am experiencing or what I am going through and what I need to be focused on. And so the Shabad has been has done quite a number on me and is continuing to do that number. So let me share the transcreation with you and your listeners. My being trembles. Whom shall I call? Serve the remover of sufferings, forever and ever the giver. My sovereign is new every day, ever and ever the giver. Reflect, Rahau. Every day serve the sovereign, in the end, the only one who liberates. My being, listen and listen to cross over. Compassionate, your Naam carries me across. Forever, I offer myself to you. Reflect, Rahau. The Eternal One is everywhere. There is no other. So serve on whom you gaze. Beloved, how can I live without you? Bestow me the honor of living in your Naam. Beloved, there is no other to whom I can turn to. Reflect, how I serve my sovereign. I ask from no other. Nanak is your votary. I offer every moment and every bit. Sovereign, to your Naam, I offer every moment and every bit. Reflect. How Shabad begins with the line, You, my being trembles, my life is trembling, I am trembling, I am in pain. Who can I speak to about this? Who can alleviate this pain? This is the opening line. The intensity is there. And the answer is, so go to the one who is the remover of suffering. Not anyone. The one who is forever and ever the giver. Go to that. For your trembling, for your fear to be alleviated. And then the Rahau line, my sovereign is new every day, ever and ever the giver. And I want to reflect here and I want to pause here. Because what does this Rahau line mean? It says, my sovereign, that my sovereign is new every day. The word here I want to focus is my. How does that relationship become mine? How does the sovereign become yours? That means that there's an intimate relationship. It means there is a relationship. That you can say, you can call someone mine. And hence the word my is used, which is really very, very important. It's not any sovereign, it is my sovereign. My sovereign is new every day. What does this even mean, new every day? And look at the relationship with my sovereign. There's a freshness, that's a newness. It's like I'm meeting, like every meeting is like I am meeting for the first time. The answers that I'm receiving are always new because my questions, my fears keep changing. They are never constant. They're always changing. And therefore the answers which are being given to me by my sovereign is a freshness to it. It's like I'm hearing them, listening to them for the first time. So when I read the first pauri, the first stanza, I have to go within. What do I need to do to keep my relationship fresh? How can I keep feeling that excitement every time I connect? That to me is the first pauri. And the second one, there's a word there, sun sun meri kamani, kamani, my, meri. It is, these words stay with me. Kamani in Gurbani refers to a woman. It also means a being. It also is a jinn. There are multiple meanings. But here Kamani is used for the one who loves. My Kamani, the one who loves. The one who is in that state of mind, in that love. Listen. Listen is used twice. Sun. Sun. Listen carefully. What am I listening to? How to walk. How you can cross over. How this trembling can stop. This is being revealed to me. But am I listening? That's the question. For those who are in love, listen to the words that flow from their beloved. Every word that flows from the beloved is a priceless jewel, and it stays with them. Now the rest of us, are we in that love? Are we listening that intently to what is being revealed to us? Or we're just hearing? Maybe we know what is being sung, but it's not registering. And the message is there. Am I listening for the message that is being revealed to me, that will liberate me, that will tell me the message, how to rise above the fear, how to rise above this trembling? And the answer is, day and night serve the sovereign, be in that consciousness. And that consciousness will liberate you, will stop this trembling. And then the word here is seva, Andin Sahib Seva. This is seva. But seva is of many types. We are so used to, the seva for humanity, which we always, that's the first thing that comes to mind. We must serve the community. We must serve creation, everything. But there's another type of seva that is being revealed here. It's the seva of bhakti, of devotion, of remembrance, of simran, of yad. Because when that devotion, that adoration becomes a part of you, only that will stop the trembling. And that will take away the fear. And when the trembling stops and when the fear leaves you, then seva flows. That seva that flows is effortless. And when seva flows effortlessly, know that you have been graced. The effort is there. We always say, when we will be graced, we will do seva. That's not the case. The effort, the devotion, everything must be there. And when that adoration and devotion becomes a part of you, you feel the grace. And then you see the Eternal One, the Ekunkar everywhere and in all. And Manpreet, when one is in that state of awareness, that presence. One cannot live without it even for a moment. When that presence shifts, you cannot feel it. The agony one experiences when the presence is not felt is beyond description. Therefore, the gift at that point in your life, at that state, the gift that you want, the gift that you yearn for, the only gift that you want, is to be attached to that sovereign, to your sovereign, gift of that relationship. Because you've experienced the pain of being disconnected. You know what it is like to be connected. And then when you are disconnected, the agony is so intense. You will do anything and everything. And that's when you surrender. And it's effortless. It's the total surrender. Nobody tells you. It just happens. Because you are surrendering, because you want to feel that presence. It is that presence that drives the surrender. That is the force. Because one cannot surrender on their own. We are too egotistical. There's too much of us, the I and the me within us. But it is because we have experienced something so intense that we cannot live without it, that the surrender takes place. How can we even understand the Sabad if we do not feel that separation? How can we even understand the Sabad if we have not felt the trembling and the fear? And how many of us can say that we are in such intense love that every word of the beloved you listen to intently? Do I have that relationship? Then, more importantly, how many of us want to have that relationship with that intensity? There's a lot in the Sabad that was not my understanding 6 months ago, but it is my understanding today, which I know will probably change as I get deeper into it. But at this point in time, this is what I am feeling. There's a moment of self-reflection and awareness. And as I do these podcasts with you, and as I prepare, there are times where one gets to a place where one is very uncomfortable, where layers get stripped. This is, for me, one of them. I know what I need to do. So when I say Sabad speaks, Guru speaks, I truly mean every word. Sabad chisels like nothing else. Like nothing else can touch you the way Sabad can, if you allow it to. We go through roadblocks and we stumble. This is when Sabad is there. And when you can reach out, or you allow Sabad to enter you. Layers get stripped. And it's not a pretty sight. Ones who walk this path, but they have no choice but to walk. This is a necessary process. It's not easy. One doesn't know how long it will last and why one goes through these blocks. But one does. And we all think that, just because you are connected to Sabad, life is smooth sailing and everything is wonderful and bliss is there continuously and forever. And then you reflect on the life of the fifth Pacha. What was he going through? He was in bliss. He was in Simran. He is in Simran. And yet the roadblocks were there. And yet how he chose to handle them was through Sabad, with Sabad. And that's where history comes in and helps us, makes it real. Life will be whatever life will be. You have no control over that. But what you do have is your consciousness. Align your consciousness to the One. Know who is your sovereign. And then that will be the way to live your life. And I want to take because there are 4 Raha lines in here, I want to re-look at them. The first one, the first Raha is, my sovereign is new every day, ever and ever the giver. Here there is an acceptance. I have a sovereign. The relationship is established. And I know my sovereign is eternal and is the giver forever and ever, is forever the giver. This is not a sovereign that is earthly. This is eternal. And the second Rahau line is, compassionate, your Naam carries me across. Forever I offer myself to you. My commitment is made. I know Simran and Naam are the only things that will liberate me, that will relieve this anxiety, that will stop this trembling. So therefore, I offer myself to you, to this path, to this Naam. The third Rahau is, bestow me the honor of living in your Naam. Beloved, there is no other to whom I can turn to. Who should I worship? Who should I reach out to? Because for me, besides you, there is no one. So I ask for your grace. Because you are the one for me. You are my beloved. And it is to you I'd ask for this grace. And the last one, sovereign, to your Naam, I offer every moment and every bit. This is where the surrender is complete, it's total. And I've offered every bit of myself to you, every moment. I want to be in that consciousness. Every part of me wants to serve because I am in misery when I'm separated from you. And I want that presence. And I will do anything and everything for that. Oh, Manpreet, today was very intense for me. As come at a point in my life right now where the Shabad, I needed to hear. I needed it to work on me. And I guess, when I speak to you, it is from that place of what I am feeling. And that's being revealed to you. So I ask for your forgiveness and forgiveness of your listeners. If this is not what they wanted to hear, this is what I am feeling, and I always share with you what I am feeling.
We appreciate that this is what you're feeling. You've worked on this transcreation, and so we want, you're the source of it too, so I'm sure they appreciate it, where it's coming from, and they could see your passion when you reflect on the Shabad.
Well, this is a long Shabad, and there was a lot to reflect on, and I think probably for me, if the trembling wasn't there, or I wasn't experiencing it, maybe this would have been very different, because I know 6 months ago when I was doing it, for me, it was, my sovereign is new every day, ever and ever the giver. And I was reciting those lines day in and day out. And yet, today, this week, that's not what I'm reciting. What I am reciting are the first two lines. So obviously there's a shift in me, and obviously that is why Shabad is always fresh. It is the state of mind you're in. It is works with you. It just, you get to what you are meant to absorb, to listen at that point in time in your life. And obviously for me, this is what I need it the most right now. That is not what did you get out of it?
While I was listening to you and reading along, for me, Guru Nanak Sahib, it speaks on clarity. Really, that's, I serve my sovereign, I ask from no other. Like, just very clear on, what he's talking about and what he wants and how to get to the place he wants to get to and where he wants us to get to. So for me, it was like clarity. It was, of course, passion and Simran and serving, the sovereign. And then I just reflected on how will you serve the sovereign? How in my day-to-day life can I serve the sovereign? Can I serve the Sahib? How can I do that, other than, Simran and, let's just say praying, that's really for myself and my self-reflection, but how do I do it where I'm in love, where I feel the Ik Onkar everywhere else? So, Guru Nanak Sahib is really clear in the sense that he's like, I ask from no other. So there's not like, it's not like you believe in 3-4 different things and you're superstitious about some things, and how people are and how they go about their everyday lives. He's like, nope, this is it. I'm clear on what the sovereign is. This is how we're going to serve it, and this is how you will be. You will cross over. So it's for me, it just gives me clarity, and then reflects on how am I serving every day? How am I serving the sovereign every day? So it makes you think a lot.
Has that sovereign become yours? That's the key question in this.
Yeah.
Because unless the sovereign doesn't become yours, you will not feel that freshness. You will not feel this intensity, and you will not listen, because the sovereign is the one who's telling you. So unless that relationship of the my doesn't enter, unless the sovereign doesn't become yours journey, you will not be able to listen, to understand what is being said at every moment. Every line in this Shabad is just so powerful that it is, you just need to, with every line, I think every line is a Rahau line. I just needed to, just pause and think, and every word was, okay, this is, and when Sun Meri Kamani, it is twice. Listen carefully. That to me was, are you listening? Are you listening carefully? So those are my thoughts for this Shabad. It is really, more than anything else, what I feel in this is, don't wander from master to master, from sahib to sahib. Serve the one, make the one, whoever it is, you choose. You have chosen that this is the one who is going to take you across. Serve that wholeheartedly. Because we know that is the true giver. And for us here, Pacha is telling us, it is the one, it is the one, it is when Nam enters you. That is when your fears and your pain will be elevated. And then when the color of Nam dyes you, you will begin to feel this constant presence. And this presence will keep you away from the fear and the trembling. And at the end of the day, it is Nam that will carry you across. Nam is the liberator, because once the fear is gone, the trembling is gone, you're home free. So the thing is to accept first part, who is your sovereign, and then listen to what the sovereign is saying, if that is what you have chosen, and then follow. That's simple. Easier said than done.
Definitely easier said than done.
Yes. Yes. But I do, as I work with the Shabads, as the Shabads work with me, because these are very human states, and I feel that if we don't connect to these states, we will never understand the depth and the beauty of what is being revealed to us. And these are so real. These are, the feeling of fear, of trembling. These are very real feelings. So it's a very real feeling, and it's being addressed in a very real way. There's a fear, and there's an answer how to do it as well. In the past, it's so clear in this one. With the 4 Pauris, it's really quite clear for me.
No, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. I know this Shabad is very close to your heart. So thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you for the transcreation. I don't think the listeners mind at all. And to let everyone know, if you want to see the transcreation of the Shabad, if you also want to listen to it in Tanasri Rag, which is supposed to be sung in, please go on to SikhRI.org, click on the Experience tab, and you could read the transcreation, you could read it in Gurmukhi script, and you could also listen to it in the Rag it's supposed to be sung in. Inni Kaur, great time with you today. Thank you for being with us and sharing the Shabad with us.
Thank you, Manpreet, and thank you to your listeners. And until next time.
As always, thank you for listening. It's our hope that with these thoughts from Inni Kaur that we can reflect and deal with the situation we're all facing today around the world. I hope you join us next time, where we'll be exploring the history and current situation with the vulnerable Sikhs in Afghanistan. Until then, be safe, be well. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
You are listening to Sikh Cast by Sikh Research Institute, illuminating every path.